zones, such as to include the Fumbisi Valley, Nasia, Tamalgu, Katanga, and Afife, and other inland valleys. We shall secure, operate, and maintain equipment for the maintenance of irrigation schemes to reduce the need for major rehabilitation works over time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me return now to the Weija Irrigation scheme, your scheme. In 1983, with the assistance of the then European Union, now EU, about 6 kilometers of canals, 2 pumping stations, 220 hectares of developed land, 1 large warehouse, and 20 bungalows were provided as a pilot scheme for the development of the Weija Irrigation project. The total assistance from the European Union, then EC, was 3 million United States dollars. And Ghana government put in 1 million United States dollars. So a total of 4 million was sunk into this project. In 2006, the government of Ghana decided to rehabilitate the scheme at a total cost of 2,129,000 Ghana cedis. This amount includes the cost of civil works, the pumps that we talked about, and the sprinkler systems that's on the field. What went into this rehabilitation were several works that involved the resurfacing of farm roads. All these roads that you see in the farms were resurfaced. Construction of culverts, drains, farmers' offices, such as this one that we are here today, and the meeting hall, and the rehabilitation of offices at the cost of 700,000 Ghana cedis. We replaced the high energy demanding pumps, which necessitated the Electricity Company of Ghana levying the farmers with maximum demand charge at the cost of 1,109,000 Ghana cedis. That's the cost of the pump that we replaced. The charge that Electricity Corporation charged the farmers put the farmers in total disrepair because they couldn't pay for electricity. And as a result, the Electricity Corporation came and cut the power off. And that accounted for the stalling of this project. I'm happy to say that the National Security, the Office of the National Security, and myself have facilitated the restoration of electricity to the pumps. My ministry is rescheduling the payment of the electricity between the ECG and the farmers. You by all means have to pay for the electricity. This is a business we are running here, so nothing is free. You must make sure that you produce to sell commercially and profitably. We also replaced the old sprinkler system with the current one that you see at a cost of 320,140 Ghana cedis. Indeed, we hope that when I have settled the issue between the farmers and ECG, Electricity Corporation of Ghana, the tariff to the farmers will be affordable and containable, and therefore it will improve the cost recovery and ultimately the performance of the subsector and ensure that both water facilities, water resource, and all the facilities that I've talked about are brought to fruition and put to good use. Let me touch on a very sour point that worries us a lot. Sometimes last year, activities of private estate developers and other encroachers on the irrigation farm here at Tuba caused members of the Weija Irrigation Cooperative Food Farming and Marketing Society to petition my office to take urgent and immediate steps to halt the threat to the total takeover of the developed irrigation lands here. The extent of the encroachment was captured on Metro TV and TV3. On 28th May this year, I visited the Weija Irrigation scheme to familiarize myself with the situation and how far we have advanced in rehabilitating the project. At a deba of farmers, chiefs, and elders and other stakeholders after the field visit, it was unanimously agreed that the encroached area should be redeemed. The encroached area should be redeemed and reclaimed due to the huge investment that has been sunk into the scheme by the taxpayer of this country. The damage that has been done to the irrigation project is severe, and government has no choice than to protect the irrigation scheme for Ghana's food security and sustainable livelihood. All right. The damage is very severe, and government has no choice than to protect the irrigation scheme for Ghana's food security, sustainable livelihood of the beneficiary farmers. The areas to be reclaimed or secured and maintained are the area around the scheme offices, the residential area, and that's about approximately 20 hectares, the cropping area, which is left now, which is 195 hectares, the buffer zone of 50 feet to be created and maintained around both the main canal and the subsidiary canals, and we are talking about 35 hectares of land, and the central farm area, which is severely encroached upon with buildings at various stages of development. I think what should be of concern to all of us as Ghanaians and as stakeholders is the fact that the irrigation subsector has had a lot of investment by government and the people of this country. We acquired 1,500 hectares of land in this area, and we put in pipes and canals and all under the ground to irrigate 1,500 hectares. As I'm speaking now, we are left with 195 hectares. So what has happened to the 1,200 hectares? It's been buried under the ground. The money that we put in is gone forever, because houses and roads have been put on these structures. There is no way we will allow this to go on. The majority of the people of this country cannot allow our lives to be threatened and jeopardized by the selfishness of a few greedy people among us. We cannot allow that to happen. The taxpayers' money, as it is, has gone to waste. But we will not allow it to go to waste. Ghanaians are saying no, it is enough. This careless abandon with which we treat our national assets and property cannot be allowed to continue. The Atamils administration, whether you'll vote for him next time or not, he will do what is right for the people of this country. The Atamils administration will not countenance, will not tolerate the rot that we call indiscipline in this country. We will have to put a stop to this rot. We want to build a better Ghana tomorrow. And we cannot build a better Ghana on the rot that we have inherited and that we are supervising at the moment. It cannot be allowed to continue. Consequently, I hereby serve notice, and notice is hereby served, and you ought to take very serious note of this, that with immediate effect, action will be taken to demolish all the structures and the encroachment, the structures, and as much of the encroachment that has jeopardized the interest, the purpose, and the investment that the people of this country have made in this Weija Irrigation project. I came along with me officers of the national security and the law enforcement agencies, and as soon as I go back, you will see action. Today, on this 4th day of June, which is very, very, very instrumental in the history of this country, the government of Ghana has come to take over the completed Weija Irrigation scheme through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. And on this note, I want to say thank you very much to Keloska Brothers Limited, Jane Irrigation, Farm, the Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation Department, the chiefs and people of this land who have at least protected some of the land for us up to this stage